I thought I wanted to marry my ex. And when we broke up, I was devastated. And he left me with over $30,000 of debt. He took every dime I made over the past year and a half. I was sleeping out of my car. It was rough. It was really rough, and I didn't know what I was going to do and how I was going to move forward. And it's been almost 2 years since then. And my life has drastically changed for the best. And it took me a long time. It took me time to go no contact. It took me time to realize that that was not my person. It took me time that nothing that was happening in that relationship was normal. It took me time to come to the understanding that I was being mistreated. It took me time to be ready to heal. It took me time to be ready to start living again, but realize that I was never gonna get the version that I was before. When I met him, I was a shell of a woman. I was 21 years old. I had just been pimped out and sex trafficked by a huge predator in South Florida. I was starting to strip again. My dad had just passed away. My best friend had just passed away. Rest in peace to my father. This man found me when I was a shell of a woman and took advantage of that to his fullest power. And he took everything from me. But it took having that experience for me to be who I am today. I've traveled the world since then. I've sold all my assets and paid off that debt since then. I've made more money since then. I've lost more money since then. I've met new people since then. I've done new things since then. I've healed inner wounds since then. I'm a completely different person than I was then. And this is all to say, what you think you want might not be what is for your highest path, but who you are in this moment can't even fathom that, can't comprehend that. Because if you told me 2 years ago that that wasn't going to be my husband, that all that money wasn't going towards investments, that he was going to play me, that I was going to sleep out of my car, if you told me how dark it was going to get, I would think you're crazy. If you told me my life wasn't going to go the way I wanted it to go then, I would tell you you were crazy. But now me can comprehend. Then me couldn't. Which reminds me that whatever I think I want right now, it's great to have goals and it's great to aspire for things, but I can never attach too heavily to them because there could be something so much greater in store for me that this version just can't fathom right now. There could be something so much greater. Maybe everything is gonna crumble. Maybe everything's gonna go better than I could ever imagine, but it's not my job. It's not my job to predetermine my life. I can have goals, I can have aspirations, but things change. And we live in an unpredictable world. We live unpredictable lives. No matter how much planning you do, you don't know what life is gonna look like just a few years from now. You don't know what life is gonna look like just a few months from now. You really have no idea. And that thought might scare the shit out of you, but let it be this beautiful thing of things that have never happened happen all the time. And things shift and change and transform all the time. And in the moment, it might seem like your world is falling apart, but maybe everything needs to fucking crumble because your foundation was broken to begin with in order to build a new foundation. And in order to start growing a new life, you have no idea what's in store for you. If right now feels hard, if right now feels complex, if right now you don't understand, trust that there is a plan for you and trust that there's a version of you out there that understands fully. Everything is always working out exactly as it is meant to. And that's so hard to believe when you're going through it. But if having faith just meant trusting when things go your way, then that's not faith. You have to trust when shit is hard, when you do not understand, when you're confused, when it's just not working how you thought it would. It's all for a purpose. And this life is so beautiful, and if you just let it play out and flow with the divine, follow your intuition, trust that everything will be better than you could have ever imagined.